prepare to communicate in Norse code. It's time for the best games like God of War Ragnarok to play on PC.
Show me.
Now?
Now.
It's okay, we know. It's hard when there's a new PlayStation exclusive game. But just because God of War Ragnarok isn't on PC yet, with an emphasis on the yet because we know it will come eventually, that doesn't mean you just have to go outside and shout into the sky just to feel something. Grab your Lightspeed gear, which is even faster than Kratos' axes at coming back. There are plenty of God of War adjacent games that delve into Norse mythology in all kinds of different ways. So we'll bide our time and fill our days and mead horns with different godlike experiences. Let's dive into the best games like God of War Ragnarok to play on PC right now. Of course, we're going to start with Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Throwing axes don't come back to Eivor, but they seem to have an infinite supply of them anyway. Valhalla embraces the action RPG genre even more than Odyssey, setting this saga against a sprawling open world of England, Norway, and even America. The Brotherhood's delve into the Viking era is packed with the real history of the time, but balances it out nicely with jaunts to the world of the Norse gods. It's explained somehow in Assassin's lore, but that's probably a whole different video. But Eivor travels to mythical realms including Asgard. Not coincidentally, there's even an entire DLC pack called Dawn of Ragnarok, as our most recent Hidden Blade wearer journeys to the dwarven realm of Svartalheim. Here lie all kinds of magical powers that leave historical realism, well, in the past.
Music to my ears.
From the title and themes, Elden Ring might sound like it has more in common with the Lord of the Rings than actual mythology, but there are plenty of Norse influences hiding in the darkness of the lands between. For instance, the Erd tree could easily be a version of the sacred Norse tree Yggdrasil. Regardless, this is another sprawling action-heavy experience, rich in the monsters and looming threat of mythology. Just like God of War, every step through this world is rich in lore, so while the combat experience is significantly more intense than Sony's game, there is a shared DNA. Chances are you won't go to sleep dreaming of God of War's foes in the same disturbing way as Elden Ring's, but there is an irresistible draw to this darkness that pulls you in whether you're ready or not. Spoiler, you're not. Maybe you want to be able to take a breather though, to take a step back from all the ferocious monster fighting. Well, Valheim will happily let you do both in a Norse multiplayer world of scrappy survival, but also building and farming. Whether you want to tackle the biggest and the fiercest bosses, or just take it easy and watch the sunset over your very own longhouse, the choice is very much up to you. Valheim is still in early access and has gradually made quality of life changes since its stratospheric launch last year. This is one of those games that's brilliantly open-ended, but with just enough accessible crafting mechanics that everything else seems doable. The only problem is that you might load it up and accidentally sink 100 hours in immediately. Well, at least it might not be long after that Ragnarok arrives. Surprise! Of course we weren't going to start with Kratos and Atreus. We had to lead you off course first. God of War from Sony Santa Monica's studio landed on PC this year with glorious 4K and ultra-wide possibilities. Not only is this a perfect excuse to experience the action and heart of the original game, but it's almost a guarantee that one day Ragnarok will make it to PC with the same treatment. Until then though, the sheer exhilaration of this father and son's journey across this lush world has to be played to be believed. Every thwump of your axe feels incredible, and as your foes get bigger, your skills and abilities increase too. If you ever played the original games on PlayStation, you'll feel right at home here, but welcome the maturity of this new story too.
What are you doing? Now his guard is up. Only fire. Only fire when I tell you to fire.
Even thinking about Hellblade Senua's sacrifice makes us want to experience it all over again. If you haven't played at all, don't worry, you can still catch up and be ready for the sequel whenever that drops. Senua is a Celtic warrior journeying into the depths of Helheim, the Norse land of the dead. As much as this is an exploration of these legends, Hellblade is a deeper journey of sights and sounds, boldly bringing trauma and psychosis into the foreground. The voices Senua hears are always with her and always around her, and you'll want to play with a headset to truly appreciate the artful work from Ninja Theory. Incredible motion captured performances make this even more of an emotional journey, so you might not be in this world for the hours of a sandbox experience, but you're going to remember every step.
A vision of what's to come.
Well, we haven't heard the word Valhalla in a while, so it must be time for Jotunn Valhalla Edition. From the studio behind Spiritfarer Thunder Lotus Games, this is a different kind of action-adventure experience. The 5 epic Jotunn elemental gods here might be in cartoon form, but that doesn't make them any easier to beat as we explore their Norse world and experience this incredible story. Thankfully, the gods have gifted a few of their powers as we explore Purgatory armed with an enormous 2-handed axe. The difference between the original game and this edition is one specific mode. If you're feeling all hopped up on mead and adrenaline, you can try Valhalla mode, where each of the Jotunn are even harder to beat. Think of it like a really angry New Game Plus.
Megi þessi signi dauði veita þér endanlegan frið.
And finally, let's add another Norse curveball to the mix. If you don't just want to attack people with axes, Bad North Jotunn Edition lets you experience what it's like to try and defend yourself against hordes of Viking invaders instead. It might look colourful and peaceful, but this is far from Townscaper. Bad North wants to eat you alive. Or at least burn your house down and take over your beautiful little island. Well, it did look lovely until we got blood everywhere. Can someone clean this up? This is a brilliant procedurally generated strategy game, as you position your troops on the beaches, desperately fending off the longships of attackers. If you want something still Norse flavoured, but with a compelling different kick, Bad North is a gorgeous strategic treat. So that's the best games to play on PC right now until we get our hands and axes on God of War Ragnarok. Let us know your Norse favourites in the comments below, drop us a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to Logitech G for more videos just like this one. If you already do subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when our next list arrives on the channel.